Hello young friends, welcome back. In the previous episode, you learned to exercise your power of choice, to pave your path with right choices. You learned to make the right choices for yourself and the collective. In this episode, we would explore the factors that interferes in the process of making right choices. We would do some reflections to gain more insights in the process of choice making in the light of relationships and the society we live in. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Do you experience peer pressure? If your answer is yes, then you are here for luck. If your answer is no, you would understand how to lend helping hand to those who are facing peer pressure in their lives. Let's watch a video.
Stop. Pay attention. Take a look at this crowded waiting room. These people may appear to be waiting for the eye doctor, but they're actually waiting for the first test subject in our hidden camera experiment. And here she is, right on time for her 12 o'clock appointment.
Hi, how are you doing?
This woman thinks she's here for a free eye exam.
Have you been here before? No, it's my first time.
What she doesn't know is that everyone else in this room is working for us.
They'll be with you in just a couple minutes.
Today we're running an experiment on social conformity, and the test starts now. Did you hear that? These people sure did. It doesn't take long for our test subject to notice a pattern. Beep means stand up. But why? And if you were in her shoes, what would you do the next time the tone sounds? While you might think you make your decisions all on your own, when it comes to peer pressure, all too often, your brain is just following the crowd. It's all around you, every day, an invisible force you're probably not even aware of. It affects what you do, how you think, and who you are. It's called social conformity, or peer pressure. And while it might not sound like a good thing, it's actually not so bad. The truth is, your brain craves synchronicity and takes comfort in the ease and efficiency of just going with the flow. And whether it's simply knowing what to wear in the morning, supporting your team at the big game, or even marching off to war, we're all programmed to be part of the group. And that's because your brain knows that there's power in numbers.
Wonderful. Now, after watching this video, what is your opinion on peer pressure? You could pause this video now and write down what you feel about this topic. Let's reflect on 3 questions in context to the video on peer pressure. How does peer pressure work? How does peer pressure influence our life? How to make the right choices when we are facing peer pressure? How does peer pressure work? The video captures a test subject on a hidden camera experiment in a crowded waiting room at eye clinic. It demonstrates a person succumbing to peer pressure to gain social conformity. Are we all programmed to be part of a group? Do we know why we do what we do in a group? Group behavior is so hardwired in us that we forget our real identity. It seems natural for people to identify with and compare themselves to their peers. The 5 chimps theory says that you can predict the mood and behavior patterns of any chimp by the 5 chimps they hang out the most with. The subject in the video tries to fit into a group without asking why. Because no one wants to feel like an odd man out. This is an example of groupthink overriding individual choice. What you have seen is an example of social conformity and how peer pressure works. Peer pressure refers to the pressure that we feel when we are directly or indirectly asked to think and act according to the rules or requirements of our peers. When it comes to peer pressure, our brain is just following the crowd. It's all around you every day, an invisible force you are probably not even aware of. It affects what you do, how you think, and who you are. Somebody might get peer pressure because of clothes, education, career, smartness, communication, position, and relationship choices. Do we succumb to peer pressure? The reason we succumb to peer pressure is because fundamentally we want contentment. We don't know what contentment we want. There is some desire in me to feel complete. That is the real desire, the big desire. Desire is the soul's misdirected urge for completion. Until we know where to look, we tend to seek fulfillment externally instead. We mistake the ephemeral for the eternal, the finite for the infinite. We seek fulfillment in various objects. However, the satisfaction we derive is limited and temporary. Really, it makes us feel even emptier inside. This is because we lack contact with the inner source of contentment. Without such contact, we have little choice but to try to fulfill that deeper need in other ways. In the modern world, we are drawn to the outside world, away from our connection with our hearts. To maintain connection with our heart's guidance amidst society's entertainment in overstimulation, ambition, competition, and technomania is a challenge. If you feel happy and content within, you are less likely to give in to peer pressure. Our self-worth boosts up when we are completely aware of ourselves. If I ask you to point to your real self, you would naturally point to your heart. Like we love to take a selfie with famous people, should we not find time to take a selfie with our inner selves? Taking a selfie with your inner self is done through meditation. The camera is your mind, and the inner self seated in your heart within is the real source of contentment. You could focus on this inner being and discover a peer who has higher wisdom and is always within your heart. Rather than seeking this fulfillment externally through diverse ways or through the internet, you could go to your inner net and take your meds. Meds stands for meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep. Only you are responsible for your inner net. Block some time in your daily schedule for meditation and exercise. You would learn the value of time and the art of mastering the priorities in the next episode. Take a balanced diet and cultivate conscious eating habits. We have been experimenting with paleo diet, Atkins, Pritikin, and whatnot. From a health perspective, studies show that a plant-based diet is better for the body's overall health. Sleep well for the recommended hours of sleep per day in tune with circadian rhythms. When we don't sleep well, the brain does not detox. We come into this world equipped with inner voice, but as we begin to seek fulfillment outside, we succumb to peer pressure and the inner connection is lost. Lack of alignment between what our mind says and what our intuitive heart is quietly trying to tell us can be the biggest unrecognized sources of peer pressure. We could listen to the signals of the heart. The signals within us never shout. They never insist. They come as gently and as softly as a whisper. They are not words, but subtle feelings reflected in the mind as inspired ideas. Unless the mind is silent and still, and unless our emotions are balanced, these signals never surface out to our awareness. So, to have a still mind, we need to practice meditation. How does peer pressure influence our life? Peer pressure influences us to conform, fit in, or gain acceptance to prevailing beliefs and values of a peer group. Is there too much peer pressure around you? It could be parental expectation, social comparison, the race of status, groupthink, career, the tussle between what you want to become versus what others want you to become, lifestyles, knowledge, and relationships, etc. Because other people are doing it, you also want to do it. You say, what is wrong with that? It gives you an identity. You constantly live under fear of missing out on a significant event and keep checking your mobile phones. Fear of missing out is also known as FOMO. Social media adds to this and exploits our vulnerabilities. Every view, every like, every dislike, every comment could contribute to peer pressure. There is an impact of peer pressure on adolescents' physical, mental, and spiritual development. You begin to form your identity based on external validations. It robs you from your real identity, happiness, and self-worth. Here are few examples when we get carried away by the group think, when we are making a career choice, when we are judging the worth of a person through the lens of social media. The real life and the real life are totally different. Even when we are entering into a relationship, when we are casting a vote, when such is the race of status, then how would you make the right choice and protect yourself? Do you realize something? We as an individual behave in a certain way when we are alone, but we behave differently when we are in a group. Our self-esteem is seeking approval from outside through fellow human beings, social media likes and dislikes, to feel content and valued. Until Mr. X or Miss Y does not say that you are good, you don't feel that you are good. Do we succumb to peer pressure because we prize others' opinion over ours? We become the football of others' opinions. Do you think that peer pressure can be neutralized when I feel content from inside, when I feel good about myself, when I am happy with my strengths, when I am aware of my weaknesses, and I feel settled within? Do you feel I can still succumb to peer pressure in such a state? How to make right choices when facing peer pressure? To make the right choices in a world where reality is perceived differently. It is a tough task to stick to our guns. Added to the challenge of peer pressure is adaptation to the extreme change happening in this century. Under such a situation, how do we make the right choices while facing peer pressure? You have been meditating, learning to take a pause, revisit the famous quote by Viktor Frankl. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. It is true that when we are confused, we take advice from our family members, our parents, our friends, teachers, peers, and digital buddies. Who is our trusted advisor and true friend? If I don't feel wholesome inside, I would always want to become someone else. I will compare myself with others and seek fulfillment of that big desire externally. What kind of choices should I make to feel happy? After all, I am making choices for happiness. Look at this equation. Happiness is equal to number of desires fulfilled divided by total number of desires. Your mind seeks a fulfillment to end all fulfillments. It seeks to fulfill that desire which, when fulfilled, marks the end of all desires. So there is nothing wrong as such with a desire, but fulfill the real desire, the big desire. Just as the big fish swallows the smaller fish, the biggest desire subsumes the smaller ones. So in that perfect fulfillment, we attain perfect peace and make right choices while facing peer pressure through becoming self-aware and taking responsibility with acceptance. Believe in our own worth and capacity that I can do it. Discriminate an idea or emotion by accepting it or rejecting it based on cultivating heart intelligence. To summarize what we discussed today, the reason we succumb to peer pressure is because fundamentally we want to be content. The desire to seek contentment externally is the soul's misdirected urge for contentment. Peer pressure neutralizes when we connect with intuitive guidance of the heart. Become self-aware and take responsibility with acceptance. Believe in our own worth and capacity that I can do it. Challenge everything that influences you. Believe in your heart's inner guidance. Heartfulness practices helps you in achieving all of this. Heartfulness in essence is doing things with your heart, intending things with your heart, and discriminating things with your heart. Let's experience heartfulness meditation. Experience is greater than knowledge. Be comfortable and gently close your eyes. Turn your attention inward and begin.
Sit comfortably and close your eyes softly and gently. Feel a healing energy move up from the earth into your toes, feet, and ankles. Feel your toes relax and your feet relax, and allow your ankles to relax. Now feel this healing energy move up to your knees. As it moves up, it relaxes your calf muscles. Feel this energy remove all the tension from your knees. Now it is moving further up your legs, into your thighs. Feel your thighs relaxing. Now the energy has moved into your hips and waist. Feel them relax. As the energy moves up, your lower back is relaxing. And your stomach. Now the energy has moved into your chest area. Feel it relax. Feel the energy move up your back and into your shoulders. Feel your upper back relax. And feel your shoulders simply melting away. The energy is now moving into your arms. They too are getting relaxed. Feel all the tension from your elbows leaving. And as the energy moves into your forearms, they too are getting relaxed. Remove all the tension from your wrists as the energy moves into your hands and right up to your fingertips. Now move your attention up to your neck. The energy is moving up and relaxing your neck muscles. Now it is moving into your face, relaxing your jaw and mouth. The energy moves into your nose and eyes, relaxing them. Your cheek muscles are relaxed. Feel your earlobes relax. And now the energy is moving all the way up to the top of your head. Feel it relax. Feel your entire body is relaxed from top to toe. Now move your attention to your heart. Feel that a source of light is already present in your heart, and it is attracting you from within. Do not try and see the light, just know that it is there in your heart. Be open and receptive to a very subtle energy flowing into you. Relax into this feeling. If you find your awareness drifting at any time to other thoughts, don't fight them. Let them be. Gently remind yourself that you are meditating on the light in your heart. Allow yourself to become more and more absorbed within. Remain absorbed until you hear further guidance. while keeping your eyes closed. Gently come out of the state of meditation. Now gently open your eyes. Reflect on what you just experienced. Try and retain this condition as you return to your daily routine.